Good morning, boys and girls. Guess what we're gonna look at today? Remember that story about the butterfly? Well, we're gonna see the 4 stages of a butterfly. And the first stage I found right here. So, I was gonna get this one and see if you can look at it. Can you see that? Do you know what that is? That is an egg. Can you see that? And we found 2 of them. We also, let's see if we could find the other one. The other one's right. Oh, see where Miguel's hand. Look at that. Look at that egg. What do you think's inside? Wow. So the next stage in a life cycle of a butterfly, after the egg, is, what do you think it is? I'm going to show you. I see one right here, and we have to be really gentle. Look, do you see him? You know what that is? That is a caterpillar, or in science terms, we call that a larva stage. So after the egg, out pops a very hungry larva or caterpillar. Here's a bigger larva. Can you see him? Does it look like it would come out of an egg? And I'm gonna show you my finger. See, this one's a little bit, remember the egg by my finger? So this one is a bigger caterpillar. What do you notice about him? Do you see legs? What color is he? So, but does it look like a butterfly yet? No, this is the larva stage. So this is another stage of the butterfly. So my friend Miguel and his friend David made a special place to put the caterpillars. And so we're gonna go and visit that place. It's like a little habitat, like a home for them. So here is the milkweed. We have one in our garden at school, remember, boys and girls? And if you look on the milkweed, look what we see on the milkweed. We see caterpillars, and they're in different sizes because they're different ages. Like some of them hatched earlier and some of them hatched later. But after the larva stage, do you remember what happens next when they get really big and fat? So this happens. Guess what they build? They spin something called a chrysalis. But in science term, we call that the pupa stage. So they go from the larva, you see the larva next to the pupa? So then they stay in the pupa for a couple of weeks. And while they're in there, something magical happens. It has a whole bunch of pupas and some that are opened already. So I wanted to show them to you, boys and girls, because he built this habitat so all the butterflies could have a place to change. So here's a pupa. Do you see it's kind of shiny? I always like the little gold dots they have. Here's a nice green one. So this one's a little younger. So when they stay in there for a couple of weeks, they start to change. Now remember what we called the change? It's called metamorphosize. That means they change into something else. They transform into something else. So you see this one is kind of getting dark. So when it's getting dark, it kind of means it's almost ready. And this one, something came out of it. So we're gonna look at some of them. Look how beautiful they are. They're not that big. But see this one, do you see the colors? So the darker the color, the more ready they are. See that one? So in a little while, he's gonna come out. So my friend David has a special camera that takes pictures over time, so we can see the larva slowly transforming himself into the pupa stage, which is the chrysalis. So let's watch. Isn't that cool? Now he's not a larva anymore. Observe the skin of the caterpillar. Look what's happening to it. It's almost like he used a zipper to unzip himself, and underneath is a beautiful chrysalis. Amazing, isn't it?
Hello, scholars. Right now we are witnessing a monarch butterfly emerging from its cocoon,
which is pupa,
which is academically called the pupa.
Right above, we have larvae, the hungry caterpillar positioning itself to get into that little pupa stage, which is next to it a friend, a brother, sister.
So David also filmed the butterfly emerging from the pupa. So you see how the wings come out? They're a little bit wet, so they're not full size yet. But then in a couple hours they dry, and then the butterfly's wings are ready to expand and to fly. So boys and girls, the next time you see a butterfly in your garden, you will know where it came from. It came from an egg, and then it had to be a larva, and then a pupa, and then an adult.